Okay, call the meeting to order at 5:02. We've signed up. Quiet. We've signed off on everything. Dylan, did you have a chance to look at the minutes?
I did.
You have anything?
No.
I had a couple minor corrections. Carrie made them already on this one. Do you want me to sign this, or do you want to reprint it with my name instead of Rick's?
I'll reprint it with your name right now.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the revised minutes of March 6th.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Water rates. First off, Wayne, thanks for printing that thing out that you had gotten us for the,
spreadsheet.
well, how it changed all the different rates.
Yeah.
I had one question for you. We have that no meter business rate. Do we actually even have any?
So we have houses, is that the ones where there's houses without meters? So there are, like, there's a couple of trailers, or no, manufactured homes that have, around town that have no meter in them. And then I know there's a couple of other houses where, you know, they were built way back when and they don't have meters. So that's why that exists. We try to force them if a sale occurs, then we try to force it.
Right, so it's not actually a business.
No.
Really, it's good, it's just where it was under, because if it was, I was gonna say to push it
Yeah.
more, but if it's, basically, it's just a residential for
Right.
people who aren't, and it's already more than double the regular.
Yeah,
base.
that's why it doesn't make sense for them to stay that way. They should put in a meter, but they don't.
Okay. Did you have a chance to go over any of that?
Yeah, I went over all of it. It seemed reasonable to me.
Okay, well, since I'm acting as chairman tonight, would you like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to change the base rate from $55 to $60
And
per
then,
quarter.
and all the rest by the same,
And all the rest by the same percentage, all the rest of the rates.
okay, I will second it. And we'll go by what's in the spreadsheet for, you have time to reset it for the next billing cycle. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And put that up on the website, so let people, so if people don't see it on this, they have a way of knowing that the rate will be going up on the next bill.
Now, does our policy state that people that participate in the lead survey will receive 55, or does it say?
So I have to do a townwide lead survey, and like I've got to get into houses, so I'm working with Deborah. We have, you know, a QR code. We can try a mailing, or we hire a couple of part-timers and send them out knocking on doors, handing out things. I'm trying to think of the best way, because we have a little over a year and a half to get it done. I believe it's November of 2024.
How many services do we have to get?
Every one of them.
Oh, not just the lead, we have to do the testing on all the,
Well, it's not testing. We have to get in and verify what they have for a service line coming into their house.
oh, all right.
This town never really did lead service lines. They did black iron, or, you know, steel instead.
And then we did plastic.
Right, then there's a mixture of plastic. There's the blue plastic, there's the black plastic, and then there's copper. So the majority are copper. So it's just a matter of filling out enough that I can get enough verified information to get them to back off. We're already mandated because of the new well that we're on biannual lead and copper testing anyways. So I don't want to trigger any more triggers if I can get past. When Manly's done, it's gonna, no matter what, it's gonna trigger it again and again. I mean, I squawked right up through Middleborough DEP, and then I squawked into Boston. You just get the same flat response. It is what it is. You don't have to deal with the people. I mean, they don't want to be bothered filling up the bottle.
Yeah, but then when Dylan was asking about the
Abatement rate.
the abatement, remember abate the demand charge for people who.
So, yeah,
people who
you'll have to vote on,
participate?
so I'll have to get that on the agenda to up
Yeah.
that, so it's the basic rate. I did, survey, I added more people in. I have to get out and just test their piping, I think I added maybe a total of 5
Yeah.
more to the list, so that might help a little. You know, when I give out the letter, I'll let them know this is gonna be on a first come, first served basis. I have added more, and I told the customers that were new that, you know, this year, I'm gonna use them, they're in no matter what, so.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll add that as an agenda item,
Yeah, for that,
so that we can make that the same.
yeah, because we did it as a dollar value, not
Yeah.
saying the rate. Just identifying that.
Yeah, that's coming up next month, I have to do that.
Will we have a new guy starting by then?
He's supposed to start on the 22nd or the 27th, I forget.
27th,
Yeah, it's the end of the month, so yeah, we should have by then, yeah.
so next Monday, actually.
It's really not, it's just handing out the letters and then getting the people to respond back so I can give them the bottle and have them fill it up. It's not intensive, but it's getting the residents to
Yeah,
respond.
it's still gotta get done.
Right.
And like you said, they don't give us slack if the people don't help out.
Right. It took me almost 3 months, the last one, to get all of my, I ended up getting more than I needed, but I got what I needed.
Yeah. No, and with everything we're gonna have going on, we don't wanna have the state looking poorly at us, thinking we're not taking care of stuff that we need to take care of.
Right. No, I have a good rapport with them all.
Hey, anything you wanna bring up on a new business, Dylan?
No, on to old business.
Okay. Then moving right along, on stations 1, 2, and 4, they got anything new for us?
Alright, stations 1, 2, and 4. Have I got a mouthful? I almost sent it to you on Sunday night, and then I'm like, it's not what you want to be reading. I gotta find it now. Alright, so I'm supposed to meet with Tatter and Howard tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at 10. So they're gonna discuss the projects. I think that they're gonna request to push back the timeline for Station 1, 4, and 2. I'm having a brain fart, sorry.
Because of
If I start
what,
looking at the ceiling, just come over and whack me.
because of what they're finding for the,
Yeah, I'll go, so Blue Leaf paused the pilot test because they realized that they weren't getting a response from Tatter and Howard. So they knew that they were spending money, so they stopped. The discovery so far have been the color and the noms of the natural organic matter out of Station 1. Tatter and Howard asked if we had done MPA testing, which is microscopic particle analysis. Since there is no surface water nearby, I doubt any was ever done here. I know at Manley Street they did one and it was a time weighted, so I'll be asking Tatter and Howard tomorrow, is it time weighted or is it something I just set up with my lab and, pull a sample and they'll do the
they
analysis?
do that for Manley Street for the surface water treatment rule?
Yeah, and that's,
Yeah, that's involved, that I did those down in Connecticut.
all right, so, yeah, I read up on it, but I didn't see how long the testing or how, I remember Manley Street went for a period of time.
Yeah.
They had to keep pulling tests.
You had to keep pulling it and you have to track what happens with the rainfall and everything else to find
Right.
out if it's coming into the wells or not.
So that sounds like a pain in the butt. So if the amount of coagulant required to remove the organics is determined to be too high from the jar testing, then Blue Leaf is gonna recommend that they go forward with piloting, I wanna say it's MEIX for organic removal. It's a magnetic ion exchange, so it's basically a water softener.
Yeah.
And it has to be regenerated with a salt brine solution, like a water softener. It occasionally needs to be purged with an oxidant such as chlorine, so which means that if you're going to discharge that, then you have to dechlorinate also. The attached proposal shows how Blue Leaf, with the remaining budget, because they stopped, with the remaining budget, they can change over and test the way they're going to test now, so it doesn't cost us anymore.
Okay, so they're just trying to make it work better with what they're finding, is
Right.
not looking for extras.
Right. So they seem like a really good company there. If Sierra 1 and 2 are determined, wells 1 and 2 out of, Station 1 are determined to be under the influence, then we'd have to meet surface rule treatment standards. That would require 3 log removal of viruses. To get credit, we need coagulant in the treatment process. So if we have to go to 3 log, I want to push them for 4 log. 4 log gets you more things if you have issues with bad samples or stuff. So I'll ask them that tomorrow also.
Okay.
The MPAs, they're used as a relative risk for Giardia, you know, it's surface water pathogens.
Like you said, around there really isn't anything in terms of surface.
Right, so, but because they're pulling in things that they thought that they shouldn't be seeing, that's why they're asking it. And they said that DEP may require it, so if we get ahead of it, I'll have to see what that costs, because I didn't budget for something if that's gonna be some astronomical kind of thing.
We'll find out, we'll deal with it that way. You gotta deal with the water we have, and we'll let that find.
Right, and that well's, like I said, that well's permitted for 1 million gallons a day withdrawal. That's a huge, so it's not a well, or wells we wanna let go.
No. We gotta look at what it's gonna cost to use it too.
Yeah.
That would change the level of treatment license required?
Yeah, if you have to,
T2 wouldn't be enough for,
no, it's not, if you have to coagulant and then the other things, it's gonna raise the level.
anything else?
I know that was a mouthful.
Not on that item.
Alright, so station 3,
When's that, is that meeting, you said 10 o'clock tomorrow?
let me bring up my calendar, I believe it was 10, yes.
And would that be down here?
Yes.
Hold on, I have it right here. If you put it on the calendar.
I did put it on the calendar.
I'll see if I can make it over.
So it was supposed to be a little book. Must have lost it.
Yes, 10.
Lost it somewhere.
If I can move something around, I'll come over for that.
Alright, so they're asking you to sign the contracts. Some of these are being signed in advance without the dates. They said this is a way to avoid stalling the project. When they know the dates and times and they've gotten the insurance binders from the company and stuff, then they'll fill in the dates and send us copies back. If you're okay, if you're not okay, then you don't have to sign them. That one has to be signed to approve the bidder.
Yeah, this is just the award letter.
Right.
I can sign this in Rick's absence?
Well, he's not gonna be here to sign it anymore, so. I
That's right,
wasn't sure if I could
that's right,
sign
this is the
it.
last one,
Right.
right?
No,
That he would
he'll
be.
have one more. The 8th is the last one. He'll be here, well, we have one on the 3rd.
We have one, so the third would be, but, I mean, I just don't want, if I sign it and it's not,
I don't think it matters because he's a commissioner.
Right. I think as
That's
long
not
as
just
it's commissioner.
No,
All
I
right.
don't think so.
please. All right, do you want to make a motion that we accept the bid on this is when we talked about the last meeting, that they just hadn't gotten the paperwork done yet?
Right.
So,
Yeah,
It's
so
three.
like the next day they sent the paperwork.
of course, so it's awarded to the low bidder.
It was like 100,000 under.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we-
almost exactly.
Yeah.
when I look back through like all of the well records when I was searching for the PFAS lawsuit thing, like Dankras has been doing stuff for us for a very long time, like back into the 70s.
Would you like to make a motion to make the award, or?
What's the exact name of the project?
The exact amount of-
Station 3.
Well, it's the short-term slash pilot solution, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it's more of the short-term
Well, the
solution.
actual contract is construction of the Manley Street Water Treatment Plant modifications. That was how that's what they titled the contract for the bid.
I'll make a motion to award the bid to Dankeris for the Manley Street short-term.
On the street water treatment plant modifications,
Yeah,
in the amount of $315,800.
in the amount of $315,800.
Okay. I'll second that, and then make sure I sign it in the right place. All in
What's it,
favor?
318,500?
$315,800 is what it says.
Thank you.
I gotta sign it. This one, today's 20th.
20th. Yeah.
Okay, that's the award.
You just gotta call the vote on that.
But you did, I did.
Did you?
Yeah. Thought I heard you grunt. All right, we'll call it again. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Like, no, I can't do that, even as a joke, because then it won't be a valid vote. And then this is just to commence in the regular agreement. This comes back. I don't have a problem signing this the way they're talking. Are you okay with doing that? Basically, we're signing these prior to them getting it, so when it
Yeah, I
comes
don't-
back, they go.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
All right, then we
Been held
have,
up long enough.
then what we have is a notice to proceed and the actual contract agreement. We need a motion for both of those.
I will make a motion to sign the... What was the first one?
First one's that technically the contract agreement for the Manley Street Water Treatment Plant modifications.
Make a motion to sign the contract agreement for the Manley Street water improvement.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
I know, with two people, it's sillier than with three. Aye. Motion carries. Second one is the notice to proceed.
Make a motion to sign the notice to proceed for the Manley Street water improvement.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll sign these after. Replacement well, unless you got anything else for us on either of those.
No. So, I haven't heard any more, still, the ship dates are supposed to be the end of this month, they'll be hard pressed, and the end of May. Maybe we'll have it back by the time we get to summer.
Okay.
Like I need that if, I need the well back.
Well, there's nothing you can do. Realistically, we need those. And if we're not gonna have, they keep, at least we got dates, not, if they miss the dates,
Right.
it's still not good, but at least,
Yeah.
the hope there's something, they found the ship that they're sitting on or something.
Yeah.
Anything more from them on the Walnut Street tank?
No, they did not get back to me. I asked them for a write-up on all of that, so
Yeah.
tomorrow I'll ask them, what's going on.
Who's coming from Tater and Howard?
So it's supposed to be James and her, I forget her name.
Raza, Jen.
Yeah, Jenna.
Yeah, all right. I think I'll make an attempt to get over here.
Yeah.
Try to be in that meeting, figure out a little more about get a little more on top of it. What have we heard on Oak Hill Way?
So the building inspector asked Deborah to go out and delineate. He was gonna have a drone fly over. So after the 3 inches of rain, we did go out there and we staked it all with flags so that he can fly over and do a thing. They've moved the pile off of our side, so most of it now is all on the Brockton side.
Okay.
And there's a small pile left. It looks like they're trying to process it out and get it out of there. I have heard that they want to come for a special permit. So they're not giving up, they're just complying so that they look better.
Yeah.
We did stake our property line going down too. They came close to undermining into our property because they were raiding sand. I don't know what they're doing with it, but they were raiding sand. And they almost undermined the Highline Tower too.
They'd have more problems than they're just gonna have with us if they knock.
Right, they knocked
when
that
the
thing
tower's
over.
over.
They've got big issues. So we'll wait and see how that goes forward. If I see them post on the thing, the planning board knows, and they've kept reading it into the minutes, you know, the letter I sent them.
Yep, and we've done our part, and that line is now been done by Deborah.
Right, yep.
And Mike has a drone?
He was gonna hire somebody to come in.
Okay. I say, I know a while ago, the assessors were looking at getting a drone, and I thought that got knocked down. And I didn't know if the building department got one instead.
Yeah, no.
Any, pipe up if you have any questions.
Yeah.
I'll just get going down
Yeah,
the list and
I
I'll
don't have any
forget.
questions.
I mean, we just gotta wait till they come in with something, as long as
Right.
they get this stuff off and
Yep.
stay out of our property.
Who would they go for the special permit for, the planning board?
So they might have to, I don't know whether they go before the ZBA first, because it requires a zoning change, because
Yeah,
it's
I think-
residential. So I don't know whether they go there first or the planning board.
Well, can they, I'd have to look at the tables, but can they get a special, even though it's in residential, could they get a special permit for a different use in residential? Or would they have to get it rezoned?
Well, they could get, somebody has to issue it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I've
these-
sent the same letter to the building inspector, the planning board, and the zoning board.
Okay. So everyone's informed on what's going on?
Yes.
Okay. Have we heard anything back from them on the solar?
They're supposed to come Wednesday, so I'll be with them on Wednesday morning.
So that they've decided we gave them the right information, they were able to run some stuff, or?
Well, they were supposed to come out, but two of their crew members got sick, so
Okay.
that wiped them out. So they've rescheduled for Wednesday.
Right. On the job posting, have we heard anything? Are you gonna go back through some of the older ones we got and look, or do you wanna just see if we get new ones in?
She sent another batch. There were a couple of possibilities. I just hate trains, spending $12,000 and losing them for 2 years out to training, and then they just take off and go somewhere else. It's up to you guys. I mean, I'll look through. I mean, we could hire 2 guys and tell them, get your first licenses on your own. You get your first licenses, then you're good to go. We'll pay for the rest. I'm just trying to not be the one that helps everybody go somewhere else.
Yeah, but even as far as getting a couple of bodies for additional workers
Right.
for when you need it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, we're gonna have to think of getting a couple of people or one person that maybe they can run the machines and stuff, but you're not gonna have them running the plants.
Right.
Something
They can't
like
run
that.
the plants without licenses.
Yeah.
They can't do anything.
But if they just got distribution license, they could work on, like say if we had a pipe break.
Right.
stuff
As
like
long, well,
that.
they can work as long as we're there. Then they're allowed to work on it. You're allowed to have people beside you that aren't licensed. So I could just post and start interviewing high school students and.
Is that what we're mostly getting? We're not getting anyone with any license?
Well, we got somebody, but it's hard to tell. When somebody keeps popping around, then it's hard to tell. So I'll send out, I saw some come through in the last batch, I'll send them to you
All right.
and see what you think.
But just so we try to keep moving forward, we don't miss somebody that might
Right.
pop up. And, again, if we're not getting the top ones we want, maybe we need to think about having that, another level to just sort of keep somebody going.
Right.
Give you and if somebody's out, you've at least got you're not super short on bodies.
Yeah.
Okay, ARPA grant.
So I haven't done anything, I haven't made the changes yet. I'm waiting to see what they say tomorrow, and then I'll figure out what we do there. I mean, the town has had this money since the beginning of the pandemic. I don't know why they waited this long to tell us.
Well, we'll be hitting the point of being able to, needing to spend some of it,
Right.
so. Kinda needs to move on, but it seemed awful convoluted about how you go about getting it, and
Yep.
what the
Because
requirements.
it's already, there, you can't increase it, it was already allocated across all of the towns.
Capital projects.
So they didn't, you know, they listened to the capital projects. The truck is not, so it's not gonna be an article read at the meeting.
I was gonna ask you about that, because you had sent an email, I think, on that I saw, and I didn't really understand what was going on.
I didn't understand either, because in previous year, I mean, I'm spending a good deal of money, but they said because it's budgeted, it's not an article, because it's in our budget, but everything gets paid out of my budget. So I'm hanging on to all my emails that say I don't have to read that thing, but
Yeah, because in the past, I thought we'd read
yeah.
the vehicles or
Like
something.
when with the last truck we bought, it was bought exactly this, well, it didn't start out that way, but it got changed to that way after the fact.
Who's telling you that you don't have to read?
So,
Finance committee?
yeah, finance, David, and yeah, they all thought it was strange. They wondered why I had it listed. Well, I'm spending a lot of money on a new truck. That's why you're getting to see it. It's over $5,000 and it's over 10,000. So, you know, you get to say something. It's not my money. It's the people's money. But they said I don't have to read it as an article, so it's approved.
How are we paying for that again, though?
So Rick likes to do it as lease purchase, so it's done over 3 years. So we take out a loan for 3 years and pay it off.
Yeah, so it's not a separate, I don't remember how it's worded, when we did them in the articles, it's worded a certain way,
Right.
as far as how the payment.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
so
it's
different,
either
but we're
pay
doing it the same way as we were doing it.
Right.
All right.
I didn't understand it. I sent them the thing without it in it, the new article, so I've submitted everything I need for town meeting.
So what do we have for articles?
Just the two from Manley and Sear, Norman Ave.
And that's it.
Yep. Which, once we figure out what Tatter and Howard's gonna say, then we'll have to figure out, because they're pushing back to stall. Somehow I kept hearing references that there will be a special town meeting in the fall. I don't know why, but for some reason, they already know there's gonna be a special town meeting.
Yeah, I don't try to figure out I think they think certain things are gonna be going on that aren't gonna be ready at certain times, and they just
Yeah.
plan for it. But, I mean, unless maybe, they're talking about stuff with the schools, maybe they're gonna have something with that.
Yeah, I don't know, they didn't say what,
Fields.
but,
All right. We'll find out. We're all set, everything's ready for town meeting, no problems from finance.
no, they didn't say anything.
No, they would've.
Yeah, I mean, the big project is water quality, there's not, I mean, you don't have, nobody likes the fact that we have to pay for it, but,
Well, no, it's not optional, it's not like we're
Right.
saying, well, we're gonna do this to make it nice, and, make something a little nicer, we have to do it
Right.
because of,
so the EPA themselves came out with 4 as the, that's their,
Yeah, new
that's
one.
the MCL, 4.
yeah, which is basically as low as, that's where you can detect it.
So everything between 0 and 4 is an action level. So no matter what, they want 0.
Yeah.
They set it at 4, but it's 0 is what they want. So all of our wells test right in that area.
So, well, Manly would be all right afterwards anyway,
Right.
because that's,
Yeah.
but now that means for Sear Street and Norman Avenue,
Right.
realistically, we've got a plan to,
Yep.
that's not gonna be kinda optional based on what our PFAS readings
So
were.
I can't see that there won't be an uproar out of this, because if there were 85, I believe it was 85 towns have to do things for PFAS, but if you set it down to 4,
That's
that's
gonna be a
even
lot.
lower, so it's gonna bring more people in. I can see a huge uproar coming here.
Yeah, the thing is, once they start saying it's a health thing, and,
Right.
yeah, getting zeros hard.
And like I said,
They'll just find a new one.
I did hear, and there is money with the principal forgiveness, they were surprised where it's going. I can't say nothing, but
Okay. We'll leave it at that. But Tater and Howard got our submissions in for that.
Yeah, we're on.
We're all on the list for everything of funding that we can possibly get.
Yes.
See what the best deal we can get.
Yep.
Okay, how we doing on the budget?
I haven't had any new inputs from the town itself, so it's,
So we still don't know what all those costs that
No.
they set are gonna
and
be.
I think last year it went right up to like a week or two before the town meeting, before they got filled in.
What's the town meeting again, Kerry? Do you know what the date is?
May, it's early. It's
I remember it was
I
early.
put it on the calendar.
Okay, hold on, give me 2 seconds. It's in May.
Yeah.
Okay. Town meeting, Monday, May 8th, which is actually not the same day as our meeting, so we won't.
What time are they starting at this time?
6 o'clock.
6. So we don't know anybody, anything, we're all set.
Yep.
Okay, and anything doing? Or you want to move along?
Move along, I got a couple things after.
Okay, okay, contracts.
I didn't print them up. I'm asking you to wait 2 weeks.
Okay. We'll wait 2 weeks. Gonna change them? But,
Possibly.
all right, no. You don't have to sign them till what, end of April?
Yeah, just before the town
Just
meeting.
before town meeting, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not a
I mean,
problem.
I'll know by next week.
How are we doing on our PFAS? I know it was kind of creeping up.
So the last one was 14.2. So I haven't sampled this month yet, because mainly went down the day I was supposed to sample it, and it took a day or two to get it back up. So I'll be pulling the sample tomorrow. And then, it'll take almost a month to get it back in, but it's been trending low. And we backwashed today with the air scour, so it should be good.
So we've been staying well below the 20, we'll still be above the 10.
Yeah.
But way above the 4, and you know if EPA
Right.
goes there, the state's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Mass doesn't jump the gun and lower it to 4, and then we all have to start handing out things again.
You know? We've done it before,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it is what it is, you have to do it. And I just, we'll deal with it when we deal with it. That's all.
Yeah.
And then before the meeting, I mentioned that a resident had posted on the hub that their water was very dirty on Matfield Street last week, and they had asked Wayne about it. The poster that they the picture that they posted was like the color of apple juice. So, I think you said that we flush on Friday?
Yeah, we do flush on Fridays, but I don't think anybody called in. I don't remember hearing anything.
I had urged them to call in today.
Right.
You know whereabouts on Matfield?
I don't know. I can find out,
Yeah, because
but
I don't always look at the hub, so if they don't call, then I won't know to address it. Or
Right.
I'll tell him so that he can send them to address it, so. Yeah, as long as you're telling them to call, that's really that's the best way to get it taken care of.
right.
Somebody out
I
there.
do know we flushed further up this time, like we were in Thomas Circle, and that came out dirty for a while. And we have issues at Matfield and Thayer, but we'll probably take it all the way to Thayer. Like, the list that I have keeps growing. I have a list in the areas that we hit
So you do that every Friday?
every Friday.
Every Friday that's not cool?
Yep.
Can we post something to let residents know?
I think we
Flushing
have,
today or?
We can post something.
Just like a heads up so people know that they may want to check it before they drink it.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't stir up anything. It's low flow, so it's not high flow. It's a really low flow, because if you high flow, then you stir everything up. So we just do it low flow, trying to refresh the water and move on any sediment.
Wouldn't have been anything going on at one of the stations?
Yeah, no, we haven't. Station 1, we left blocked from the system. I haven't added it back in, because I figured eventually they're gonna start right back up again,
Okay,
which they most likely will.
so there's no reason it should have stirred anything up?
No, there was no hiccups in the system. Mainly going down was just mainly down.
Okay.
And it was only down for a day or two before it was back up.
So you might have gotten a little more water coming from this end of town, but...
Yeah, because Station 2 ran one of the days, but it was probably more midweek. It didn't go across the weekend,
Right.
but it ran all day trying to keep up.
Right, but I mean, it is a good point in that people want to put stuff on the hub and all, that's fine, but the best way is call the water department, and that way you know it gets logged in, the address is done, we can take care of it. Because if we found out during the day, you can maybe get a crew over there that day and not have it,
Right.
wait till days later when somebody finally happens to see it or hears about it secondhand.
And then Wayne better knows how the system reacts
Yeah.
and what he's doing to it.
Right.
Well, because a few weeks ago, somebody caught me, they saw me out somewhere and mentioned, and it was on Matfield Street. They said, yeah, for a while they had some dirty water, so, okay,
Right.
that was 3 days ago, we can't do anything, and it had cleared up.
Yeah.
So, if you have a problem, call the water department. Kerry's nice, she doesn't bite. Wayne answers the phone, he's pretty good too.
I actually, I have a cell phone, so if, when I get 4 o'clock when I'm not here, I still pick up the phone when it calls at
Because
night.
yours forwards,
Yeah,
to the
it
cell,
goes
yeah.
right to the cell phone, so it's not like they can't get a hold of somebody. They can always get a hold of somebody.
okay, good. 'Cause it's easier to pick it up when it happens,
When it
instead of
happens,
trying to
yeah.
figure it out
Instead of
later
days
on.
later.
That's all I got.
Anything not on the agenda you got for us tonight?
No, that's about it.
Alright, so 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll see if I can get here, find out what's going on with that, and tweak them on the tank project too.
Yeah.
We'll save the contracts for next, yeah. We actually have the next 2 meetings before to sign off on it. Right. Okay, we'll deal with that. And that's the only other question I had, is I had heard something about the truck, and I was gonna ask you, and you brought that up already anyway. So, would you like to make a motion?
Next meeting is, what date did you say, the 2nd?
So it will be, Monday, April 3rd.
3rd. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.